Hello.
Hi.
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Right.
And then 1, 2, 3 podcast. We saw The Little Mermaid.
We sure fucking did.
It was great.
Yeah, we went to an early access screening in Dolby.
Yeah, there were 10 people there, including us.
There was more than that. I would say it was maybe like
half full.
Yeah, 50% full.
Yeah, I'd say there were maybe 30 people in there.
And there was like, I think maybe one child. So that was nice.
Yeah, because children movies are not for you.
I mean,
no, they're not. No,
I just didn't want there to be a lot of them at the screening because I wanted to be able to watch it without, the talking and the yelling and the crying.
Yeah, there was none of that.
It was great.
Slay.
I mean, I cried. There wasn't children crying.
I did not cry, but I don't think any part of that movie is sad necessarily. So
I don't think any of it's sad. It was more happy crying for me. I did a lot of happy crying. I'm a very emotional person. I'm a Pisces moon. I cry at the drop of a hat. So I cried before the movie even started. I looked at Melissa and I said, I'm crying.
Oh, God.
And she said, why the fuck are you crying? It hasn't even started yet. I'm just really happy to be here, okay?
Just the Disney castle.
It was very good. Everyone go watch it right now. Thank you.
It was very good. We did a whole review on Patreon, so.
Yeah, spoiler free.
Kind of. We spoiled one thing.
Yeah, but it was like a very minute thing, I think, so.
We also both just had drummy sticks.
Yeah.
The ice cream, not the chicken.
Yeah,
why are they called drumsticks?
Vegetarians.
That was already taken by a food item. Am I wrong?
Which one was first?
What came first? The drumstick or the drumstick?
The chicken or the ice cream?
Wait, yeah. That was so great. I'm stupid.
Thank you.
You're a comical genius.
Oh my God, that's the first time you've ever said that to me. I'm writing that down.
What came first, the chicken or
At
the ice cream?
9:39 on Friday, May 26, 2023. Melissa told me I was funny. It's the first time that has ever happened in my life. Thank you.
Anyway, it's summer, y'all. Go get you a drumstick.
Yeah.
Chicken or ice cream.
Yeah, which I mean both are summery.
Choose your fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
That's enough of that. That's how exciting our lives are. We ate ice cream and watched The Little Mermaid. Okay, bye.
Tragical.
So this time,
we're here to tell you why
Pete's Dragon
is tragical.
Yeah, it was watchable.
I beg to differ.
It came out in 1977, which feels like 1 million years ago. Like, how did they even make a movie? No, I'm kidding.
I guess I didn't realize that it's a musical.
Oh, it's a full-blown musical.
Like, it's not like The Little Mermaid where like there's just some songs that are thrown in there. No, this is literally a musical. Like over half of it is them singing to continue the story.
I feel like most of The Little Mermaid is a musical.
I don't know, like musicals, like Broadway style, like feels different than like Disney movies with singing in them to me.
Yeah.
Like this was like a production.
I liked it. There's like drunk people.
It was just too long.
Lighthouse.
There was so much of this that could have been shortened or cut out to make it not.
Oh, this
2
movie
hours.
is over 2 hours. Don't watch it. We watched it for you. I'll say that.
Yeah, just listen to this episode and you're good. Is the remake that long?
I don't know, but now I want to see the remake and see if it's even better.
Oh my God.
The dragon has to be better because, okay, we'll talk about it. Anyway,
photos.
I've got some fun facts for you.
I've seen photos. I don't think it's better.
No, it didn't get better.
No.
Damn.
I'm ready for those fun facts.
Okay, so originally, Elliot the dragon was not to be seen at all in the film and remained invisible throughout. Could you imagine how boring that would be?
So he would have literally been an imaginary friend like the whole thing.
Pretty much. However, members of the studio animation department gradually lobbied, okay, unnecessary terminology, but okay, studio heads to increase the amount of visible screen time. At first, it was decided he would only be seen at the end of the film, but ultimately the character's screen time was increased to 22 minutes. I think it wouldn't have made sense. Because, yeah, you would have been thinking the whole time like, oh, it's an imaginary friend.
And all of a sudden, at the very end, he was real.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense if he was like invisible the whole movie.
Yeah, if he never actually did anything and he was literally just like an invisible imaginary friend. You know what I'm saying? But he
Yeah.
actually like does stuff that moves the plot along.
Right. But also he like is able to like move stuff, and you would have been able to see him, you know, like walking through the cement, for example.
I guess.
But it just wouldn't have
But
it
then-
wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, I don't know. That is very
That's so
strange.
silly. I'm glad they changed it.
Yeah, to
God, that would have been unbearable.
this goofy ass looking.
Yeah, there were so many references to like they pulled from ancient Chinese art, and I'm like, be so fucking for real. Like a 5-year-old could have drawn that dragon. I'm so sorry to
Yeah.
the animators, but it was not that impressive.
Yeah, he was all right.
He was okay. He did the job, you know?
He did the job he was drawn to do.
This film's box office performance suffered as it was on release at the same time as Star Wars. Let's not blame Star Wars, okay?
I feel like I did know that this movie did like really bad.
Because of Star Wars, though, or because
Okay, well let's think about
it
it.
was over 2 hours and it's about a little boy and a dragon?
Okay, but like if Star Wars wasn't in theaters, like what else did people have to do in the 70s?
Eat drumsticks and
Would
stay
they-
inside.
Were both types of drumsticks around at that time?
Yeah, for sure.
No.
I feel like drumsticks are old as hell.
Which ones?
Well, the chicken for sure.
What
But
were they called that?
The drumsticks like ice cream.
Ice cream?
That's like the original ice cream. The
True.
fucking Egyptians invented drumsticks.
I believe that.
Yeah. Okay, this one I love. And I know you'll love it too.
I'm ready.
Because go Grease Lightning. Disney considered Olivia Newton-John to play Nora, but she was unavailable. No, she just didn't want to fucking do this. Let's be so
saw
fucking for real.
a 2-hour movie about a fucking green and purple dragon and said, it's a no for me.
Yeah, so Helen Reedy took the role because it was the best script she had been offered after her role as the singing nun in Airport, 1975.
Okay.
Like, okay, Helen, get off your high horse. You know what I'm saying? And because she felt it would be most appropriate as she was expecting a grandchild. After this film, she mostly gave up acting. Yeah, I would have too. She does not look like a grandmother at fucking all. You look great. Well, she probably doesn't now. She's also probably dead now, but didn't look that up either because I don't care.
Also, speaking of Grease, we were watching this and one of the characters looked so familiar. And I was like, I know that mouth. And I Googled the cast, and it's the guy that plays Kaneki in Grease.
Yeah, which Kanicki's my favorite. And he's so dirty in this
Yeah.
movie. I tried not to look at them too much, you know?
I was like, I recognize the way his mouth is moving,
Yeah.
which sounds so weird. But if you know what he looks like, he has a very specific mouth shape and the way he speaks.
He plays one of the like hillbillies that's after Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Is hillbillies allowed?
Get a hickey from Kaneki. I don't know.
It's like a Hallmark card. All right, well, I said it. So I'm sorry if hillbilly's offensive. I don't know what's okay anymore. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Hillbilly is fine. It's not like
Awesome.
derogatory.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a name calling.
They're Billy
Colleen.
in the hills.
This Billy in the Hills over here. Okay. I already kind of told you this one. Sorry. Unlike most Disney films, the original soundtrack album was released by Capitol Records because Helen Reddy, is it Reedy or Reddy? Helen Reddy was signed to them at the time. She recorded a single version of Candle on the Water with a different arrangement that was released as a single. Okay, you already said that. And both it and the film version of the original song were on the album. The single did not make the pop charts, no fucking shit, but reached number 27 on Billboard's adult contemporary chart.
I remember we had like a CD.
Yeah, one of our Disney like hits CDs had this song on
Had
it.
that
And I'm
song
pretty
on
sure
it.
we skipped it every time.
The second the song started, knew the beginning
I'll
of it.
be your candle on the water. That's about how far I got before I skipped it.
No, but you knew like the whole first part of it because I looked at you like, how do you fucking know any of
I
this?
truly only know that part.
No, because when it
Oh,
started,
really?
you sang like the first couple lines, and I was like, "Why do you know all of that?" Because I
Was I
sure
reading
don't.
it off of the subtitles?
I don't think so.
I
If you
don't
were,
know.
you played me for a fool.
Ooh, I'm good at the yoki. Okay, this is my last fun fact.
I'm ready.
The 2012 35th anniversary edition Blu-ray disc and jacket state that the movie's running time is 88 minutes, when it in fact is 129 minutes.
Yeah, what?
They just slapped a number on there and said, "G'day."
That's
I don't
not
know.
even an hour and a half. That's how long this movie. No, this movie should still even be shorter than that. But
This movie is 2 hours and 9 minutes. That's insanity.
there's
yeah.
so much of it that went on for far too long.
Oh, and we're going to talk about it right
Mhm.
here, folks. Anyway, we
Mhm.
get all of our fun facts from the Internet Movie Database.
A bad a days if you're nasty.
Did I say database? Did you say database? Did
No,
we
I-
both say database?
I said bad a days.
I don't know what I said.
I think you said it right.
Okay. So yeah, Pete's Dragon, over 2 fucking hours long. Did not realize that when I picked it, or I probably wouldn't have. No, I'm kidding.
27 minutes of it is forced credits.
Oh, there are forced credits for days. It's
on
like a
like a-
painting,
Yeah, it's like what is that called?
a mural.
No, the type of paint, like, what is it? Gouache? That's like the type of paint. Okay.
I truly have. You lost me. I have no idea.
It's the type of
Oil?
paint. No, it's not oil.
Crayon,
It's like the kind where it's like you like layer it and it's like textured.
painty
Like what our
paint.
grandfather uses. You know how his paintings, like some of them are like raised
Mhm.
because it's like the layers. Okay,
Ganache,
anyway.
chocolate ganache.
No, it's like gauche or goosh.
I
It's
think it's
Gauche.
It's definitely goosh. And if it's not, it is now. So there's a goosh painting, which is the opening credits, and it shows all the people.
We find out there's a third Lampie.
Yeah, we the one of the characters' names is Lampie. This is our third Lampie, Disney. How?
One of them isn't actually Lampie.
Okay, well, the Pixar lamp is Lampie.
Also, Lampwick. Do they call him Lampie?
They call him Lampie, and I
Okay.
was so excited. I said, "Oh my god, another Lampie!"
So 2 of them are actually Lampie, and the third one is just we created Lampie.
And then here we are, and we have another Lampie who's played by Mickey Rooney.
Yeah. Which I realized halfway through the movie, I was like, oh shit.
It just seems like a lot.
Mickey Rooney?
Yeah.
Or Lampie? Both.
Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
He seems like that really
Chaos.
loud girl at the bar that you don't want anywhere near you.
Absolute chaos. That man has to be absolute chaos.
But not like in a fun way, in a very like, please leave the room. Like, get the fuck away from me kind of way.
Just a little man filled with a lot of energy. And he's got to get it out somehow.
God, he just seems so annoying. I'm so sorry, Mickey Rooney. I know
He's
you're
still
like
alive?
no, he's definitely dead.
Right?
I know he's like a legend or whatever, but I get the ick. I got
Oh.
the ick for Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, there was some questionable.
He's just annoying.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I would
that's
concur.
my diatribe on
Also, I would like to, while
Michael
we were
Rooney.
while we were watching the extremely long credits, I said, this is a really long painting. And Melissa just goes, and quite frankly, I've had enough of it. That's how long these credits were. Like, it was one continuous painting.
It was at least 20 minutes.
And Melissa straight up was like, and I've had enough.
I did have it. It was too much.
Yeah. And then you think that the painting is going to like fade into like where we are. And it sure does not.
Yeah, I thought
Not
they were going to do
well.
a cool thing.
Not well anyway. It doesn't like look like the painting wasn't woods and then the area was woods. It was like water, and then all of a sudden we were in a treed area.
Not a treat area. We start our movie in a treat area, just like many movies.
We sure do.
There is a child, 9 years old, ginger bowl cut. That's not really a bowl cut. It's encroaching on bowl cut.
Yeah, it's like a grown out.
It was a bowl cut. Anyway, he's floating seemingly in midair, but we all
Super
know that
cash.
he's riding an invisible dragon. So we can just go ahead and
Yeah.
spoil that.
And by the way, guys, it's an invisible dragon.
There are 3 men and a woman named Ma looking for him.
They're all named Ma.
Yeah, there's 3 men named Ma and then Ma. And actually, I only know one of the guys' names. I'm sure the other 2 had names.
I think I wrote one of them eventually.
Great. It will come to light or it won't. So the little boy, his name's Pete. He has a dragon named Elliot who's invisible at this time. So the little boy and his invisible dragon, they have to hide from
Moz.
the dusty people,
From the Moz.
the Billies of the Hill, straight up Appalachian shit going on. Anyway, I have questions. Why can't the dragon fly?
We learned later that he can.
Okay, but so why?
Why didn't they just
so
fly
he
away?
sucks. Yeah, like fly that boy away from there.
Yeah.
Cowboy, take me away.
I don't.
Fly this girl as high as you can.
Yeah, so the Moz are all searching for Pete while he's hiding in a tree. Like it's like a felled tree with a hole in it.
Not a felled tree in the treed area.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
So he's heading
Poetic.
on the tree. The invisible dragon is just sitting next to him, invisible.
Vibing with him.
And then there's a song. We immediately start with a song, and it's violent.
This song was kind of gas, though. This was like the best song in the film.
Oh, okay.
Am I wrong?
I didn't like any of the songs.
Oh,
so.
no, it wasn't good. No.
The whole
Don't get me
song
wrong.
is about how Pete
Beating a
is
child?
like a son to them because they bought him and they like to beat the shit out of him. Not only that, but the two younger,
The sons.
sons, I
but
guess.
they're like,
yeah.
they're like well into their 20s.
Yeah. They talk about all the different ways that they're going to beat Pete when they find him.
Yeah, like I said, it was a really great song.
They're going to drown him, tie him to some train tracks. One of them says he's going to take an axe to him. They're
Great lyrics.
They're going to hang him.
Great lyrics. Lin-Manuel Miranda could never.
No, he would just rap it instead.
It was like an upbeat ditty.
It was interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dragon, the invisible dragon, we learn his name is Elliot, starts tripping all of them into the mud. And
They were
then
already dirty, though. Like, what?
Yeah,
It
there was
doesn't
no
matter.
difference.
Yeah.
Ma starts saying how the sons say, well, why can't we just get another orphan? And Mom was like, well, because we paid $50 and legal fees, which was 50 cents. And I don't have another $50.50 to buy another orphan. So we have to find this one so we can plow the fields and do our farming and all of that. So we don't have to.
Fair point. Also, Ma says by cracky. And I'll now be adopting that as my personality.
That is Melissa's only brain cell. By
By
cracky.
cracky. They
Yeah.
better find that boy.
Yeah, I just love that it's very specifically $50 in legal fees, which was 50 cents. The legal
Yeah.
fees were 50 cents.
50-50.
What time does this movie take place? Do we know?
1900s.
There was no like exact.
Nope.
Okay. So $50, I was going to say back then,
Is
but we don't even know
$4
how
million.
far. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't even know how these Billy of the Hills got $50.50 for the legal fees.
I don't know how they got it either, but the dad's name is Merle.
Merle.
That's the only one I wrote down.
Merle and Ma.
I love Merle. I'm keeping Merle in my back pocket.
One of the sons is Willie. Don't
course
know the
it
name
is.
of the other
Of
one.
course it
and maybe
is.
it's also Willie.
Willie and Willie.
Mm-hmm.
Willie and Merle and Ma.
I think they say it, but I didn't care enough
their
to write
last
it down.
name is Gogan.
The Gogans.
Gogan's a great also name.
Okay.
Love it. Gogan. It sounds very like upbeat.
She's doing a movement.
Gogan?
I don't know.
I like it.
Okay.
I'm changing my last name. No, I'm just kidding. They do not find Pete
Mm-mm.
and they leave the area because the dragon hit them with his invisible tail and knocked them into the
Yeah.
mud.
What did they think happened? They all just tripped?
They're stupid, so they just have
That's
like
true.
a mosquito knocked them over. Pete and Elliot decide they're gonna go night-night right where they are.
Pete sleeps in a felled tree.
Pete said, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm taking a nappy. The next morning, Elliot is like eating a tree and
He's eating a tree.
he's eating apples out of a tree. Anyway, so Elliot is eating apples out of a tree and he makes like clicking and grunting noises. And Kat is going to give us her best impression now.
It was like.
That was pretty bad.
It was a clicking for me. I couldn't deal with the
He's like,
clicking. I feel like I'm calling the cats.
Like, what is that?
I don't know. In DEP, in the electrical parade, there is a giant Elliot float.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he doesn't make the clicking noises
No,
in DEP.
he just makes like the guttural noises.
Yeah. But in the movie, yeah. Okay. That's literally what he sounds like in DEP. That's not what he sounds like at all in the movie.
They took the clicking out because it was scary.
I guess.
So Pete and Elliot are eating apples together.
Also, Elliot is no longer invisible.
Yeah, Elliot is no longer invisible. He's shown himself.
Pop off queen.
Not a fan of the colors.
Show yourself.
Did look like Cosmo and Wanda though, and then Kat and I went down like a wormhole of like
yeah.
maybe the creator of Fairly Odd Parents saw this movie because basically Elliot is Pete's fairly godparent.
Yeah.
Fairly odd parent.
Mm-hmm.
Fairy godparent.
Mm-hmm.
Why they did that to me. But anyway, Pete and Elliot are eating apples together. Elliot cooks an apple for Pete. And I would just like to say, I don't think there's anything more disgusting in this world than a warm apple off of a tree in the middle of the day, let alone a hot apple that a dragon just fire breathed for you.
Also,
That's
hot
fucking
apples aren't
disgusting.
good just as a hot apple. Like you gotta
bitch, that's
put
not
it
pie.
in like cinnamon. Yeah, like you can't just like have a hot apple. Also, what are you gonna bite into? It's gonna burn you.
I literally wanted to throw up. Imagine eating a hot apple.
I don't think I want to. And then they have a 45-minute song and dance about how much they're obsessed with each other.
It was TMI.
It was definitely very strange.
It made me a little uncomfortable.
It was really long.
It was pretty long. The green screen was really bad throughout this scene too. Like they tried real hard, but it just looked like hot fucking shit.
I mean, when you have a small child who's already questionable at acting, and then you have something that's not there that you have to draw in, it's not going to come out that great.
And it didn't.
No.
And we're sorry that we have to say that, but it's
I'm
true.
not sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I am.
That's what we're here for.
And I think they did a really good job. And sometimes you don't realize how shitty your art is until, you've
So
made
40
it.
years later, when you compare it to anything else.
By the way, fucking Pete looks like he's been hit by a car. Like he's fucking disgusting.
He's real dirty.
He slept in the swamp,
Yeah, he slept in a tree.
So they find a road and they see a sign for Passamaquoddy, which is apparently a real town up
No, it's not.
northeastern.
Isn't it Passamaquoddy?
Passamaquoddy?
That's not a real place.
I think it is, yeah.
Why would they name it that?
I don't know. So there's a sign for Passamaquoddy and Pete is like, well, let's go there. Maybe it's a nice town. And Elliot is trying to like fuck around and find out.
Yeah, for real.
And Pete is like, no, you need to be invisible and behave yourself.
Okay, this is another scene that like was 27 minutes long when it didn't need to be. It was just Elliot disappearing different parts of his body, like his feet, his wings, his head, his eyeballs, and then he was just a body and he had no arms, legs, or head, and he looked like a little pear. Like it was continuous. We could have done it like the one time and it would have been funny, and then it was like, okay, move on. They literally did it for 45 minutes.
It was so unimportant. I didn't even put in my notes.
I just like
I know.
This whole movie reminds me, I don't know if we've referenced this before. I feel like I have, like in Family Guy, whenever the dad hits his knee and he just goes for like the whole episode. That's what this whole movie felt like to me.
Peter Griffin.
Yes, I can think of his name. Peter.
Okay, so Elliot and Pete, they are walking into town. They are wandering in. Elliot breaks a fence.
Mm-hmm.
He scares a horse.
Mm-hmm.
He ruins some cement, a cement sidewalk. And he also breaks down a hanging sign. As they're walking into town, obviously all this fucking chaos is happening right behind this child. Pete runs into the town teacher with all the school children. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing out of school? And he's like, oh, walking my dragon. Pete,
You just told him to be invisible.
what was the point of making Elliot be invisible if you're going to tell the first fucking human being you talk to in town that you have a fucking pet dragon?
Yeah. Also, this teacher is looking at Pete, dirty as fuck. Hello.
She's like, where are your parents? Why are you in school? Bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, blop. Anyway, she takes the kids back to school, but Elliot hooks her skirt to like a nail, her underskirt, her underoos.
Mm-hmm.
Pete tries to take it off the nail before she walks away, but he doesn't, make it in time. So the teacher's underoos are just on the ground and everyone's laughing at her. But honestly, she's a huge bitch. So
Haha, you wear underwear.
it was just like her, what's that called? Her petticoat.
Yeah, it was her petticoat.
Her little underskirt.
Yeah.
And then she's like big mad and doesn't like Pete anymore, which like fuck her, honestly. So,
Yeah, he's a fucking child. Like, what? You see how dirty he is? You expect him to have manners?
also, there's been this guy like walking through town with
Excuse me, he's
50
credited as the Eggman.
Okay, well, the Eggman is wandering around town with 50 crates of eggs stacked up, and he's like trying to balance them. It's honestly the most annoying thing I've ever seen in my entire life. He runs into the mayor and gets egg all over him, and the egg looks so fucking nasty. Like, it literally made me want to die.
I hate eggs.
And the mayor is super pissed. And all the townspeople are like, it was that little boy. He did all this, even though prove it, you know?
He was already walked past all the things when it got fucked up.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Why are you going to blame poor little baby Pete? So anyway, Pete gets scared and him and Elliot go run and hide behind a building. And Pete starts scolding Elliot. He's like, bro, what the fuck? I told you not to fuck around.
He makes Elliot really sad.
Yeah, so Elliot is uninvisible now, and
depressed.
And Pete are chatting in the alleyway. Yeah, but like also he just like fucked up a whole town.
He's a dragon. What do you want him to do? Be mature?
Yeah, I really do. So a drunk man stumbles out of the bar and sees Elliot and Pete. This is our pal Lampie. This is Lampie number 3.
Yeah, it's funny because he tries to get on a bike and he doesn't make it very far.
He's fucking wasted.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees a dragon and he's like, hey, that is a dragon.
Yeah.
I just saw a dragon.
It sure is.
So he gets scared and he runs back into the bar and he starts telling everybody in the bar, which by the way, it's probably like, I don't know, 2 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon. And this bar is fucking packed.
They're fishermen. They ain't got nothing better to
live
do.
in this town. Yeah, I guess they go out early. So, you know, you get back at 2 p.m. You get
Drink like a fish.
plastered. You're in bed by, oh my God, you're so right.
Drink like a fish. Ha ha ha.
So, yeah. So Lampie goes back into the bar. He's singing about how he just saw a dragon in the alleyway.
Yeah, more
All
singing.
the bar patrons are singing with him. And they're like, haha, Lampie, you're so silly. Daughter of Lampie, her name is Nora. Also loving the name Nora.
I do love that name very much.
She comes in to look for her dad and he tells her about the dragon and she's like, yeah, okay. Okay, drunky poo. There's a pole in this bar.
Yeah, literally at one point I looked at Melissa and I said, is that pole supposed to be spinning like that?
It does spins. It spins around. Great for tricks. It's not like a stripper pole. It's like a square wooden pole that happens to spin.
It's like a support beam in the bar.
That spins.
That spins.
I would go to that bar. This seems very fun.
There's also a 39-minute interlude where they run on some barrels, including Nora. It's far too long. And then she kicks the, what is that
Plug.
called? The plug.
The barrel plug.
On the barrel. And I looked at Melissa and I said, ooh, Nora's a squirter.
Yeah, for real. The barrels was gushing.
She gushed all over the the fishermen in the bar.
It wasn't just her though. It was like her and like 10 other bar patrons.
Yeah.
They were just spinning on barrels.
For way too long.
Yeah.
They just kept going. We're like, okay, we got it.
I was impressed.
Very cool.
Nora was in heels.
It just went on for too long.
I concur. Couldn't tell you a single song in this movie.
Except Candle in the Water.
But I already knew that one. So Nora takes her father home to the lighthouse. So they're the lighthouse keepers.
Puts him to bed at, approximately 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, drunk as fuck.
Nora tucks in Daddy at 3 p.m. And then Nora is looking down at the shore and she sees Pete. Just a boy of 9 walking on the shore of the beach. Totally normal. Looks like he got hit by a car.
Yeah, just like alone.
He's fine. No, he's not. So Nora goes down to investigate. While she's walking down there, Pete has found a cave off of the shore.
Absolutely.
And now Pete lives in this cave with his dragon next to the lighthouse.
Yeah, Pete's still mad at Elliot, won't talk to him. Elliot burns a stick and draws a tic-tac-toe thing on him board.
I was typing very quickly, obviously, as I do when I take my notes.
Did you write TikTok?
No, tic-tac-toe is now stick-rack-toe. So
oh, good. I first typed TikTok, like the app, instead of
Elliot is watching TikToks in the cave. P really wanted to play stick-rack-toe, but
yeah. So Elliot burns a stick, draws a tic-tac-toe board on his chest and stomach, and is trying to play tic-tac-toe with Pete. I keep getting their names mixed up. They're both Pete and they're both Elliot in my brain.
Pete and Pete's dragon.
Mm-hmm. Pete wants nothing to do with him, and then Pete bullies Elliot and makes him cry. Like, he didn't scold him enough in town. He literally bullies him and makes him cry.
Well, Pete wanted to live in Passamaquoddy with all his new friends, and Elliot ruined that.
Well, he immediately apologizes because he's a little fucking asshole. So
Yeah, they make up. So anyway, Pete and Elliot are chilling in this cave when Nora comes over, enters the cave. Obviously, Elliot hides. So Nora takes Pete for some chowder while Elliot hides in the cave.
Yeah, she's like, hey, strange child I just found in a cave on the beach. Come up to my lighthouse and eat some food.
That's exactly what happened.
You want some chowder?
Pete runs back into the cave and tells Elliot, he's like, hey, I'm gonna like go see what's up with this lighthouse shit. I'm gonna do some recon and I'll come back for you.
I'll come let you know what's up.
At the lighthouse, Pete tells Nora over Chowder how he gets beaten by his family on the farm, the Gogans. And we find out that Nora's fiance, Paul, is lost at sea. So we're just trauma dumping over
Yeah.
Chowder in a lighthouse.
Listen, sometimes it'd be like that.
And that's exactly how I want to live my life. I want to go
Trauma
to the
dump in a lighthouse
I
over
want
chowder.
to go to the tavern at 2 p.m., get blackout drunk, see a dragon, and then I want to come home and I want to eat some chowder and trauma dump on a 9-year-old. I mean, that just seems like the life.
Yeah, good time. Well, Pete says that Elliot is really good at finding things. What is he, a fucking Hufflepuff? And he's like, maybe.
Redacted.
Sorry for
No.
the Star Kid reference.
No, redacted. Redacted. Redacted.
He's like, okay, well, maybe Elliot, my dragon, can find your fiance, Paul.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Elliot has like magical finding people powers. I guess he does, though. We find out.
We find out.
So weird power, but okay, flex or whatever.
He's got to do something, right? He can't just be a fucking dragon. He has to have a gift or whatever.
Yeah, there's like another song. Nobody fucking cares.
Was there? I didn't even write about
Yeah,
it.
Nora and Pete sing about like he like describes the dragon to her. She talks about whatever. I don't really fucking care. Nora puts
great.
Pete to bed and she like kisses him on the head and like I'm like, bestie, you literally just met this child like
An
10
hour
seconds ago.
Yeah. You found him in a cave, fed him some chowder, and trauma dumped on him.
Trauma dumped on this child. He was just trying to be like, hey, my family beats me. And you were like, anyway, so my fiance
Yeah.
died at sea. Now I'm stuck here with my drunk father. Like, Nora, get it together, queen. Anyway, the next day, Lampie comes in to the, I don't know, part of the lighthouse where Pete is. I think it's just one room.
Yeah.
And Lampie screams when he sees Pete because he's the boy with the dragon.
Mm-hmm. And Pete's like, well, Elliot's not in the house. He's in the cave. So it's fine. Lampie is like, okay, well, maybe I can show everyone at the bar the dragon so that way they don't think I'm crazy, which is, I think, valid.
Pete says that Elliot is unpredictable, though, which is very true, obviously. He, like, destroyed the town the minute he walked in.
I was going to say. And then Nora's like, how about we, put down the talk of dragons at first thing in the morning. Let's eat some breakfast.
Yeah, let's get some brekkie in us before we start lying.
I know I trauma dumped over chowder, but we could at least eat some brekkie before we do anything
We
today.
can only trauma dump during one meal, guys.
Yeah.
Get it together.
We haven't even eaten yet.
So we cut to a man in a carriage that is speeding out of control with sails on the back of it towards Passamaquoddy. I don't know now. I was so sure it was Passamaquoddy.
You know what?
I think Passamaquoddy sounds better, and I think they should reconsider.
You might be correct.
Anyway, this wagon is Doc Terminus and his assistant Hoagie, and they refuck up the entire town that they just tried to repair with their out of control wagon.
Yeah, the townspeople are not excited to see him. He's a quack doctor, and he's just got elixirs and potions and fake medicines and a whole bunch of shit he's trying to sell to the townspeople, and they just don't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, there's like a 40-minute song about how he can't remember the name of the town and how
Just like us.
they all hate him.
He's just like me for real.
Yeah, his assistant like dresses like an old woman and like an old man, and he like fixes them or whatever. And then everybody's like, oh my God, it actually works. And they start to like buy his stuff. It's really stupid. I would just like to say I would fuck this man 50 years ago when this movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. He's probably dusty and old now, but
I think he looked like John Travolta, but like really, really, really tan and old.
just my style.
Just my type. That's my type. That's my type. Anyway, after his annoying ass song, we cut to Nora got Pete some new clothes. He's wearing a little suit with a bow tie and a little newsy cap. I don't know why this is what they chose for him.
Yeah, like what are they paying the fucking lighthouse people in this town?
Yeah, right?
Like that was a nice suit.
Oh, but also, why? He's a little boy. He's gonna fuck it up. Like the rest of the kids for like school were dressed like nice, I guess, but not in like a full 3-piece suit with a bow tie and a cap.
Yeah, I don't know why she went for that first. That was weird.
All I know is that's what he wears in DEP.
Weren't they little shorty shorts though?
They're like shorts, but his socks go like up to his shorts.
That was the style. I don't know.
I have a photo with Pete and
Okay.
Elliot from DP when it went
His
away.
little shorty shorts.
Yeah, it's a fit. Also, now that I think about that wig and the color of it, it is not correct.
No, it's really
It's
not.
very incorrect.
So Pete wants to go show Elliot his suit, and then he's like, I'll bring a photo of Paul so that Elliot can go find him. And Nora's like, okay, crazy.
Okay,
Have fun at the
bye."
cave. Bye.
Have fun at the cave by yourself. Don't get your little suit dirty.
Yeah, Nora does not believe in the dragon.
No, and as soon as Pete leaves, Nora looks at her dad and is like, oh my God, thank you for like faking believing in the dragon so that you make Pete feel better. And Lampie's like, no, you dumb bitch. I saw the dragon. I'm not faking anything.
Nora thinks that the dragon is like a metaphor for Pete's lack
Trauma.
of family. Yeah, she thinks it's like the dragon
This
is like
trauma dragon.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I mean, it kind of is a trauma dragon.
Yeah, but he's real.
My trauma dragon is not helping me at all.
Yeah, what the fuck? Do better, trauma dragon.
We cut back to the quack doctor. What's his name?
Wait a minute. We're not going to skip the fact that her dad. Okay, so like after Nora was like, oh, yeah, the dragon's not real. And he says, you can't say anything about being realistic when you're still waiting for Paul to appear after he's been gone for a year.
Yo, that was fucked up.
Yeah, it was so disrespectful.
He basically was like, can you just admit that your fiance's
Dead?
dead? Like, ew.
I saw a dragon and your fiance's dead.
Period.
And what? Mic drop.
Period. And I'm gonna go get drunk now. Bye.
Yeah, and then he goes to the bar again. And then that's when we get Candle on the Water. She goes and
I
sings.
did not even put that in my notes.
Yeah, she goes up to the lighthouse and sings for 45 minutes to her
Dead.
dead, drowned
Fiancé.
fiance.
I'll be your candle on the water. It does not slap. It's not a good song. Sorry about it. Cut to the quack doctor at the bar. He had to sell his horses to settle a malpractice suit. So that's why they floated into town on the sails over there.
Yeah.
Their wagon. And they are trying to recover financially from that. The doctor is saying he hates Passamaquoddy.
He can't say it either, so I don't feel bad.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure why, because it's a charming little seaside town, and everybody bought his shit, so I don't know why he's complaining.
Yeah, he's talking about how much he hates the townspeople.
Lampie asks the doctor about dragons, and the doctor says, you are a dumb, silly, stupid man.
Yeah.
Please stop talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
But Assistant Hoagie is like, I am interested in this dragon you speak of. Where do we see this dragon? Hoagie, by the way, completely blackout drunk. Lampie now completely blackout drunk.
I think Lampie stays blackout drunk.
Doc Terminus.
He says he's going to go visit a nurse. He's going to go get his dick wet.
What do you think that's what he was saying? He said, I got to go see somebody about a nursing career.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
What does that mean?
Felt like a booty call to me.
I feel like I'm pretty, I usually get like an innuendo or something, but I was like, what? Go see somebody about a nursing career? What?
That's just what I got out of
What?
it. I could be wrong, but that's just what I got out
Well,
of
he
it.
just went back to his tent and was like fucking with potions or whatever. So Assistant Hoagie is DTFD. He's down to find that dragon. So
Shut the fuck up.
Hoagie.
Please tell me that's the title of this episode.
So Hoagie and Lampie also. What
I can't believe you were just
fuck?
gonna roll right over that. Like you were just gonna say it and keep talking. Like
Hogart and Lampert.
this is not
Hogart and Lampert. Those are their new names. I assume those are their legal names.
okay. Is it? Oh, it's Hobart. in the labyrinth.
I thought you were talking about fucking Iron Giant.
Hogarth, isn't it?
Hogarth. Yeah.
What in the
Why
fuck?
is his name Hogarth? Okay, we have to move on. Okay, Lampie and Hoagie, they go to the cave because they're fucking wasted and they think that it seems like a good idea to investigate the cave where the dragon is. When they get to the cave, Elliot hears them, so he starts sneaking around the cave with them because he is scared because they're talking about a monster and Elliot does not realize that he is the monster. The monster is him.
He's just a dumb, silly, goofy little guy.
He really is. I feel so bad for Elliot. Like, Elliot's a fucking queen and everyone's treating him like he's not. So they all end up scaring each other and the men are trying to make Elliot like them, even though Elliot's just kind of has no idea what the fuck is happening.
Mm-hmm.
They give Elliot liquor out of a what's that called? Flask. And then Elliot starts breathing fire because he just drank liquor and his stomach is made of like fucking fire and brimstone or whatever.
First of all, this flask was like the size of my head. Like it was a huge flask. And then they literally pour like 90% of it into this freaking dragon.
Yeah, they get Elliot fucked up. Elliot starts breathing fire, obviously, because liquor and fire do not mix.
Yeah.
And then they think that he's trying to like attack them, so they run away. But really, he was just like burping or whatever.
He was belching.
He was just burping it up.
He was going through it.
And they both respectively go to their hovels and probably proceed to pass
themselves
the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
They probably also pissed themselves.
They did that in the cave and then went to go pass out.
Yeah, they passed out in their piss pants.
Hoagie tells Doc Terminus about seeing Elliot. He's like, no, the dragon's fucking real, dude. And Doc Terminus
again,
is like,
blackout drunk.
right.
So.
He's like, you're drunk. And he's like, no, man, I'm so sober now because it scared the alcohol out of me. And the doc just does not believe him at all. Also, mind you, once again, this is like 10 a.m. That these two men are like literally belligerently drunk. It's legitimately the morning because the next thing is Nora taking Pete to school.
Could have been the next day. You don't know.
It was not.
Oh yeah, he was in his little suit.
Yes.
So yeah, 9:30 rolls around. Why is the bar open? I want to live in this
fishing town. There's nothing else to do.
I want to go to there. I put the next day Pete has to go to school, but I think you're right.
It's the same day.
So Pete has to go to school. The town is all mad because the fish are gone and they're blaming Pete.
Yeah, they're like, as soon as that child showed up, there's been no fish.
They never explain this later in the movie.
I think superstition.
I thought maybe like, oh, maybe Elliot's eating the fish.
I thought maybe, yeah, Elliot was eating them too because he's down by the water.
But that's not what's happening, so I don't know why there's no fish.
I don't know. Also, Pete's trying not to go to school. He's like, I'm too fucking smart for that. He knows 9 times 9.
Honestly,
which I don't even know, and I'm 30. The fishermen are blaming Pete that there's no fish. Nora's like, you're all superstitious dickheads.
There's another song.
Nora is making all the children late to school because she's singing about dragons and inclusivity in the middle of the town with all the children. And then finally the song
I blacked
ends.
out for every song. Did you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Half of them I didn't even know they were songs. So,
good.
Because I blacked out this whole movie.
Great.
The teacher's yelling at all the children for all being late. And then Nora is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We were singing about dragons in the middle of the town. My bad. Also, you have a new student. His name is Pete. Hi, Pete. No last name. Like Cher. The teacher's like, okay, well, I need his school records. And Nora's like, sorry, his school burnt down with the records. And so he doesn't have them. And she's like, okay, well, then I need his birth certificate. The same fire that burnt down the school also burnt down
the hospital,
the town hall, and the hospital. He's got nothing, but he's really smart. He knows 9 times 9. He knows how to spell Passamaquoddy. And he's doing really great.
I swear it's Passamaquoddy.
I don't really care. Also, this teacher, I wanted to punch her in the face, not just because she's a bitch, but she repeats herself constantly. I don't know if you noticed, but she'd be like, that's bad, bad, bad. You need to get inside.
I truly did not listen to her at all.
She repeated everything she said, and I don't know why, but I really hate that. And it drove me insane.
Well, she gets her comeuppance.
Pete's allowed to go to class, and then immediately Elliot starts fucking with shit.
He rings the school bell, and the teacher thinks it's Pete?
Okay, what is he fucking got telekinesis? Like he was inside the schoolhouse when the bell started ringing. But because he ran outside to try and stop Elliot, he was holding the rope.
So she was like, you rang the bell, even though it started ringing when he was inside.
Make it make sense, please.
So the teacher blames Pete and she gives him the knuckle cracker for ringing the bell. So she like beats his hands. So that's cool because, you know, Pete hasn't been through enough or anything. And then as the teacher is going to sit down after, you know, beating a child, Elliot pulls her chair away through like the window of the schoolhouse. And she falls on the ground. And then she brings out the behind breaker. Elliot said, you can straight up go fuck yourself. And crashes into the school. Knocks her desk down. Knocks her big fat ass down. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you know in like cartoons when like a cartoon person like comes through a wall and it's like the shape of them.
Yeah.
It was the shape of Elliot in the wall. And then Pete yells at him and is like, you can't do that. Go home to the cave.
Let him live.
And then Elliot breaks through the other wall and drags the bell through town. So now everyone sees the dragon-shaped holes in the school and the bell dragging itself through. And now everyone knows that the dragon is real.
And Dr. Terminus is like, oh my God, you weren't drunk. Like, dragons is real.
Yeah, and then there's a whole song about using Elliot's body parts. Okay,
to make medicine.
Here's my thing. Okay.
He's actually like trying. I think he's actually trying to heal people, but he's just bad at it.
But here's my thing. At this point, he wants money. It's literally all he talks about is how much money he's going to get from all these things he can make from, I almost said dinosaur, dragon claws,
and
dragon
claws,
blood,
scales. Yeah.
There's one dragon, so you can use all of that one time. However, if he's like in a cage in a zoo, not that I condone that, but I'm saying monetarily wise, he would make more.
I think he wants to do both. I think he wants to like put him on display, but also like use his body parts.
Harvest him. But
Yeah,
like,
just a scale and a toenail here and there. It'd be fine.
well, he talks about dragon hearts. He only has one of those and he can't live without it. So
That's facts.
that's what I'm saying. So like,
You don't know. He could have 2 hearts, maybe.
I mean, obviously don't know the biography. So that's right.
No.
Nope.
Biology.
That
Yeah.
of a dragon.
I don't think anybody does because they're not fucking real. But
Says you. Anyway,
Very
I just think cutting him up into pieces and using those
Yeah.
isn't the correct option.
it's also just like not great material for a song. You know?
Yeah, it was a bit dark.
Anyway, the Doc and Hoagie, Doc Terminus, that can't be his real name. Doc Terminus and Hoagie, they go to see Nora and Pete, who are painting the lighthouse.
This is Melissa's favorite part of the whole movie.
This paint that they're painting the lighthouse with is 400 years old. It is like the thickest, chunkiest, grossest paint ever. They paint like by the front door, a couple of strokes. They're doing a terrible job, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they paint the same one spot on the side of each side of the door. There's another song coming up. Just, spoiler alert. Another song is coming. During the entire 30-minute song, they're just painting
Like one little spot. Doc is like, hey, love to buy your dragon. Pete says, I can't sell him. I don't own him. And I was like,
Pop Off Queen. Also, he tries to buy him for $5.
$5? Like they bought fucking a whole child for $50.50.
I didn't even think about that.
And you want a dragon for $5? Bitch, you better start throwing some zeros on the end of that. You better start throwing lots of zeros on the end of that.
But yeah, Pete's like, I don't actually own him.
Pete says you can go talk to him yourself if you'd like. He's down there on the beach. And Doc Terminus looks down on the beach and he's like, I don't see anything. And Pete proceeds to say, well, that's because he's invisible today.
And then Nora laughs in their face.
Pete and Nora laugh so like it's the funniest fucking shit they've ever heard.
But it's funny because they're both laughing for different reasons if you think about it. Nora just thinks that like these grown-ass men literally think that there's a dragon and it's stupid because he doesn't exist. And Pete's like, he's literally invisible. So it's like really funny, actually.
It was actually like the best part of the whole fucking movie.
No, the next part is actually my favorite part. The Doc and Hoagie go like they're leaving, but then they hide in like the foghorn and they're just like talking shit and making plans. And then Nora whispers to Pete and Pete runs inside and blows the foghorn.
Okay, the foghorn is the size of a house. Like they could have done some,
Yeah.
they could have blown them off that cliff.
They probably did.
That's fucked up. I did
thought it was
not
funny.
like that.
Anyway, the foghorn wakes up Lampie, obviously, out of his drunken stupor at 3 p.m.
Yeah. So Lampie comes out and he's like, please don't touch my foghorn. And then Lampie is like, hey, also, Pete, we would love to adopt you as our weird lighthouse ward. What do you say? And Pete is like, I would absolutely love to do that. I would love to be your lighthouse child.
And then Lampie is like so serious. Elliot has to stay in the cave.
Yeah. And Nora's like, okay, enough about the dragon.
And then they sing about how it's a brazzle dazzle day.
What in the actual motherfucking
Is
fuck
a brazzle?
is a brazzle dazzle day?
The only reason I know anything about that again is because of DEP, because he says it.
Do you think they were like, Zippity Doo Dah was such a commercial success. Let's make a brazzle dazzle day.
Yeah, I don't know.
It did
what
not
the thought.
take off.
No.
Because nobody has
says it.
ever fucking uttered the words brazzle dazzle day, except in this film. They sing, they clean the lighthouse in quotes because they don't do a very good job of cleaning.
And they don't ever finish the paint job. They just leave the
Never finish it.
The
Change
strange-
clothes, go to dinner in town.
3 strokes by the door, stay there forever.
There was more paint on Nora and Pete than there was on the actual house.
Mm-hmm.
Hope they finish that little project because it looks like fucking shit. Lampie refused to help.
Yeah, he was like, you guys enjoy finishing up painting.
Honestly, the song was really stupid, but like this movie like looked really good. Like this scene where they were like up in the lighthouse and they were like doing a little dance around the lighthouse.
Okay.
That was like pretty impressive for 1977.
If you think about it, it was probably really hard to film up there.
Yeah,
because,
dude.
like, I think I said at one point, I was like, you can see, because you know, the higher up you are, like the wind blows and they're obviously by the water.
Mhm.
So like wind is crazy out there. You could see at one point when they're like filming at the top of the lighthouse, the cameraman's struggling to hold it straight and it's like moving around. And I was like, imagine if it was like nowadays, they would just use like a fucking drone. You know what
or
I
whatever,
mean?
yeah.
And there's like a grown man up there on a crane, like struggling
Yeah,
to
probably.
stay.
This was also in it was in California. It wasn't
this was
even
filmed?
Yeah, it wasn't even in like Maine or some shit. They built a lighthouse in California and then tear it down. They were gonna move it to Disneyland, but it was like fucked up.
Yeah, because that paint job.
Yeah, because fucking Pete doesn't know how to paint. And Lampie got into a drunken rage one night and started punching the
There was a
walls.
drag. Not to spoiler, but there's a dragon in it at one point. I'm sure that didn't help.
Yeah. But yeah, so it wasn't even like a real operating lighthouse. So it looked really good, didn't it?
That's
Don't you
actually
think?
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they outfit change and they stroll into town to grab some din din or some shit. I don't know.
More chowder.
Yeah, they're headed back to the bar. Lampie's got to get blackout drunk for the 3rd time
Yeah,
today.
he's too sober. He woke up from his drunk nap. He's got to go get another drink.
They literally say something in the song too about becoming like it was like a brassaholic or something like that. And I was like, y'all really are alcoholics and you're not even trying to hide it.
Oh my God.
I remember in the song, yeah, they said something about like, you'll become a something holic. And I was like,
Go to rehab.
yeah, you need help. And that's saying a lot coming from me.
I was gonna say,
Like, you
damn.
need help. Okay, so off to town they go. The Gogans have come into town and they are looking for Pete. They are filthy.
Also, yeah, I don't think we mentioned this at the beginning. Passamaquoddy is 3 miles from the treed area that
Pete ran away from his
Pete
family.
ran away from. So he's at most maybe
He's like
5 miles
maybe,
from the
tops.
Gogans farm.
Yeah, so the Gogans wheel into town in their dirty little carriage. They're dirty.
Looking for their dirty little child that they bought.
They are literally like, hey, we're looking for our dirty little baby. And everybody's like, oh, are you talking about Pete?
No, first of all, they're like, there's a lot of children named Pete here. And then she was like, he talks about a dragon. And then everyone gets really quiet and runs away. And they're like, we don't talk about the dragon. We've had enough trauma of the schoolhouse and there's shit happening. There's no fish.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about it. And Ma's like, he's here.
He's here. So anyway, Nora and Lampie and Pete are in a rowboat, like near the dock. And Ma comes over screaming like, that's my child. And then guess what, guys? There is a song.
Yeah, of them fighting over the fact that they have a bill of sale, the Gogans.
They bought that little boy fair and square.
have a bill of sale that they scream about. And then Nora is like, you can't have him. You beat him.
Nora's straight up like, I'll fight all of you.
She literally picks up like the oar for the boat at one point and is like stabbing it at them like a spear.
The sons are fighting over who's going to touch
Nora.
So that was inappropriate. And we hate that for her and every woman on earth. So they just start to row away. Nora's like, fuck you guys. This is my kid. The Gogans get a boat somehow. They just steal a boat.
Yeah.
And they start to row towards them. But luckily, Elliot has come back from searching for Paul.
Yeah. We didn't even know he was gone.
He was searching for Paul, who is Nora's dead fiance, in case you forgot. Elliot sinks the Gogans' boat that they borrowed. So, just sunk somebody's boat that probably works very hard in that town, but it's fine, whatever.
But there's no fish. So they're not working very hard, are they?
That's very true. There is no fish. So yeah, the Gogans are at the bottom of the lake. No, I'm just kidding. They all know how to swim, unfortunately. So they go to dry off at the bar, and Doc Terminus goes to the Gogans and is like, hey, I will trade you that scruffy little boy for the dragon.
And the Gogans are like, bet.
They're like, okay, well, the dragon's not real. So it sounds like you got a deal. And Doc Terminus is like, great, I'll meet you at the boathouse.
Yeah. And then the townspeople, the Gogans, and Doc all plan to capture Elliot. And the Gogans just think that it's a ploy to get Pete, but the townspeople and the Doc know that it's
to get
like
the dragon.
Actually get the dragon.
They don't believe in the dragon either.
The townspeople?
No, the Gogans.
No, yeah. They think it's just a ploy to like get Pete there so they can snatch him.
So cut to Elliot, who tells Pete that Paul is en route and he is not dead.
Woo!
It's great news.
Good job, dragon.
So Pete runs to go tell Nora, hey, Nora, girly pop, your fiance is not dead. My imaginary dragon friend found him and he is on his way. And Nora says,
shut the fuck up.
Be so fucking for real.
He's so fucking for real. Your invisible dragon didn't find my dead man's is.
Yeah.
He's at the bottom of the ocean.
She said, my man is dead. Your dragon's not real. And I need you to grow the fuck up. So Pete goes off to pout somewhere, very disheartened, very sad.
Yeah.
Plotting Nora's death. No, I'm just kidding. He loves Nora. So Doc comes to tell Pete that Elliot is destroying the town. So that's how they get Pete to go to the boathouse. So they run over to the boathouse and obviously Elliot is not there and they capture Pete.
Yeah, the Gogans
And
snatch
Ma
him.
and Merle and Willie and Willie, they snatched their boy. They paid 50 for him.
They got the legal fees in the bill of sale.
They paid 50 for that boy, and he's going to work till him is dead.
Yeah, and then Doc is like, okay, now we just have to get Elliot here. And we have to tell Elliot that Pete is in trouble, but we have to have somebody who Elliot trusts. And the only person here that has met Elliot is Hoagie. And Hoagie is quite literally pissing himself.
Yeah, because last time he went
He almost got
find
toasted.
Elliot, he almost got roasted, bruh.
Yeah, man. So he's like, I don't know how I like that. And then, but he does it because he's also scared of Doc Terminus and he pays his bills. So Hoagie goes to find Elliot in the cave and he's like, hey, I have a message about Pete. The Gogans have him. Follow me into town. And Elliot does because that's his little friend.
That's his boy.
That's his friend.
So yeah, Elliot is big mad and he heads towards the boathouse. Cut back to the lighthouse. There's a really bad storm coming in and the water just fully breaks the lighthouse windows and then breaks the light thing.
Mm-hmm. And there's
the
a
lamp, I guess.
There's a ship coming in.
Yeah.
That's out in the really bad storm, choppy water, rocks everywhere, bad times.
Yeah. So Lampie has to put in a dry wick, which is probably hard because he's probably hammered.
And it's also
And the wind is
raining still.
coming in.
Nora's like, well, I can't find Pete. Lampie can't light the lamp.
Things are bad. Back to the boathouse. They do trap Elliot under like a tarp and then some rope. I have a question. Why can't Elliot just light that shit on fire and get himself out?
I think he was panicked. There's also a cannon harpoon.
Yeah.
I
How
have
do you think they
questions.
shoot harpoons, babe?
I didn't realize it was with a cannon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, great. I'm glad you learned that
I
today.
thought it was more like a crossbow option.
I'm sure that is also an option. That's another model of the harpoon.
Than the cannon option.
Also, there's like clearly a mechanical Elliot under
Yes.
the tarp. And it's literally not even
The
remotely
shape?
fucking shaped like Elliot, the fake dragon. So I wonder if that was built before they like added Elliot into the movie.
You might be right.
Because that shit looks fucking absolutely nothing like Elliot. My boy Elliot.
Yeah, like the neck was too long, head too skinny. It looked
It looked like a long neck dinosaur.
It did look like a dino.
And Elliot does not look like that at all.
But yeah, they're going to harpoon Elliot. Pete's being held by Mama Gogan.
It's just Ma.
Bites
Ma
her.
for short.
Whatever. He bites her, tries to run away. He knocks into the harpoon to get it away from Elliot. The Gogans go to grab Pete again. They're trying to escape in their little sad cart that they've got going.
Wagon.
I think cart is more accurate. It's
Wheelbarrow.
pretty small. Yeah. Elliot finally gets free of the tarps and goes after the Gogans to, they're stealing his boy. Ma is arguing with Elliot. She literally just arguing with the dragon, holding up the bill of sale and being like, I paid for him fair and square. Like Elliot's going to give a fuck about that. And he burns the bill of sale. So now they have no claim to Pete legally. And so they try to leave. I didn't know what fully happened here. There was oil that spilled. Don't know where it came from. They slip in the oil. They're covered in it. And then they get in their sad little wagon and run away. Doc is still trying to harpoon Elliot. It's been 30 minutes that this harpoon has been lit. This harpoon cannon literally has had a flame on it for this entire time. It's too much for me. They try to harpoon Elliot again, but the Doc's foot is stuck in the ropes. So he goes to like knock out the wick, but he hits the cannon to where it shoots up instead. And the harpoon goes and he goes flying with the harpoon. There's a lot going on. He goes through the ceiling.
He almost knocks down a power line.
An electrical pole.
Yeah. Wait, you didn't like power line? It wasn't good enough for you? You had to change it to electrical pole.
Yeah, because it wasn't the line, it was the pole. Like the electrical line is the wire that goes between the poles.
That was falling too.
No, it was just the whole electrical pole with all the transformer.
Yeah,
on
the
it.
Wi-Fi was gonna go out and pass McQuaddy.
Yeah, they were gonna lose the
Don't
Wi-Fi.
worry.
Don't worry. Oh, also, it was going to fall on the mayor and the teacher.
That's fine. Oh, I wish it did fall on the teacher. Elliot saves them. And everybody's
Unfortunately.
like, oh, sorry, we tried to kill you. You're awesome.
Wow, amazing.
High fives
And
all around.
he's really real. Like we can see him now. He's not just a shape in the wall.
So, Elliot saves the town or whatever. They still got Wi-Fi. Pete and Elliot hear the foghorn, so they know something's going down at the lighthouse. This is when Elliot flies.
Also,
we see
wait.
Elliot fly for the first time.
Hold on a moment. This storm is so bad that this ship like can't even move in it. 2 feet away in town, it's sunny.
It was raining.
Oh, was it
No, it was.
in town?
Maybe it wasn't raining, but it was dark.
It was night.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the same thing. This storm is so bad that it knocked out the glass in a fucking lighthouse and literally
Wait, yeah.
2 feet away.
Was it raining at the boathouse? That's so stupid. I don't remember if it was or it wasn't. So
No,
I can't
it wasn't.
confirm or deny.
I can guarantee because I wrote it in my notes.
Anyway, Elliot, Pete mounts his dragon and they go to fly away. Elliot is not a great flyer. He has very baby tiny wings.
He's a big boy.
And he has to swim with his arms to even like fly well. It made me really fucking sad. Okay. I was not having it.
Yeah, he struggles without wind. And then this storm is like blowing like crazy.
So Elliot's trying really fucking hard to fly back to the lighthouse. They make it back to the lighthouse.
To the top of the lighthouse, by the way.
Yeah, so Pete climbs over the railing. He's trying to help fucking Lampie because Lampie's fucking faded up there probably. Elliot is trying to squish his dragon body up the stairs to try to help. And he's trying to light the wick for the lamp for the lighthouse, but his fire is stuck in him belly, and him belly is stuck on the
stairs.
because he's too big for the lighthouse.
Yeah, and then Nora turns around, finally sees Elliot.
Also, Nora out here looking like the fucking Gordon's fisherman, like wearing a full yellow rain suit.
It's a look. It's a look. I loved it. Yeah, she finally sees Elliot and she's like, oh shit, he's real.
Oh, the
And
dragon's real. Great.
my father's not, well, he's still a drunk idiot, but he's not as idiot. The dragon itself is real. Elliot finally is able to light the wick and get it going. Nora weirdly kisses Elliot. It's very strange.
Oh, God, it was so uncomfy.
Yeah, I hated it.
Like on the mouth. And Elliot was getting all like nervous.
Blushy and
It
weird.
was disgusting.
But yay, they lit it. And then it's the next day, the next morning. That was
Yeah, and that boat.
anticlimactic.
That boat that was literally maybe half a mile away took them all night to get there, apparently, because it's literally the next fucking day and the boat just got there.
Also, everyone in town loves Elliot. They're like, oh my God, we have fish again. And it's all because of Elliot.
Right.
What did he do?
Nothing. The boat that came in overnight, yeah, it was fucking Paul, my guys. Paul is not dead at sea. He is alive and well.
And he came with a story. His boat capsized and he was in a little town that found him. He lost his memory and then he said, I was knocked out of my bed that I was healing in. Okay, great. And it knocked my memories back into me. So I knew to come home.
Yeah, Elliot beat his memories back into him.
Yeah, I knocked him out of bed, reconcussed Paul, but he got his memory back.
Yeah, Cat thinks Paul looks like
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal a little bit.
I do you know that I ended up Googling to see if they were related and they're not because he looks so much like him.
Yeah, so Paul out here looking like Pedro Pascal, looking real hot,
Yeah,
real
he
sexy.
was very hot.
The mayor personally thanks Elliot, and they use like a plastic thing to make it look like the
Like
mayor,
a clear, yeah.
like plexiglass to make it look like the mayor ran into invisible Elliot, but it just looked like he ran into plexiglass.
Because there was a smudge already on it that they didn't clean.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was so stupid.
Like this whole movie was like decently shot, except for the weird field scene. And then
the
that.
plexiglass. Yeah, I could have done without that. Elliot tells Pete that now he has to go. He has to help another child. And this is when Melissa and I were like, this is the Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, he just out here helping children.
Sad little orphans and sad children.
Right.
And now he helped Pete get a new family that doesn't beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he's got a drunk grandpa now, a hot new dad, and a pretty strong-headed, sophisticated mother.
An entire town that loves him now.
Yeah.
Woo!
But do you think now that he doesn't have a dragon, they're going to think he's fucking lame and boring and weird?
Yeah, they're always going to be like, remember when you had a dragon and now you're a fucking loser?
Yeah, now you're just Pete.
Pete with a hot stepdad.
Well, it's not really a stepdad. It's more like an adopted father.
I guess, yeah.
Anyway, that's Pete's dragon.
Yeah, that was it. That was the end. Oh, he flies away
Woo!
very badly.
Woo!
So glad it's over.
It wasn't that bad. Would you like to go first?
Sure. I gave Pete's Dragon a 5 out of 10.
Wow.
I think I would have liked it more if it wasn't so long, honestly.
Okay.
Because I like musicals, even though the music in this wasn't like that great. I just feel like there were so many scenes that just went on for too long for no reason. I love dragons. I think dragons are so fucking cool. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. It is underneath zombies. I would, in fact, rather watch zombies than this. But it is above Tron. I really waffled there if Jeff Bridges' Bulge would be more.
Oh, no.
But
I would definitely
the Bulge-
rather watch The Bulge.
The Bulge lost out against this just because that movie was just so bad. So, yeah, 5 out of 10. It's at number 75.
Oh, my gosh. I gave Pete's Dragon a 6 out of 10. It's my
Wow.
number 75.
Oh, my God.
We keep doing that. It's weird.
I know, it is weird.
I liked it. I liked it. It was a good movie. Yeah, I don't know. It was okay. Like, it was watchable.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't dislike it. I just think there were so many parts of it that just went on for far too long.
I think the plot was definitely better than the musical aspects. Like the movie itself was fine. If all of the songs were removed, it would literally be the same movie to me. Like none of the songs were good. So I guess that's like my biggest complaint.
That's fair. I feel
Because all the songs were like, except for that first one where they were like rapping about abusing a child. That one was pretty good.
That was pretty slick.
But I liked it. I mean, I loved all the characters and I liked the storyline, and it was far too long, but it was okay. It is below The Rescuers and it's above Tinkerbell because we all know that movie was straight up shit.
Damn.
It's my number 75 as well.
Woo. Do you like to guess our next movie?
Oh, I love nothing more than guessing our next movie.
So it is a sequel.
Which means we've done the first one. Oh, God. Okay.
I feel like anything I say next gives it away.
Let me think of every movie we've ever done.
That has a sequel.
Cinderella 2.
No.
God, that's awful. Thank
It's,
goodness.
It's not animated. It's real people.
It's real people and it's a sequel. Can't be pirates because we've already done that. Real people.
It's gonna be
Real people.
a thing we'll be doing for a long time.
Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Oh my gosh.
I had to Google like what order cinematically.
See, here's the thing. Yeah, there's a cinematic order and then there's the chronological order.
So we've already started cinematic, so that's what we're doing. So I Googled it and Rotten Tomatoes has the list. And then when I went to go look at the movie on Disney Plus, because I do that every time, on their Marvel section, they have it in order. They have phase 1 and then they have them in order. And then they have phase 2. Okay, well, I didn't fucking know that. I had to Google it. If I would have known. And it has like all the shows and everything and like what order everything goes in. But we're not doing the shows and all that, obviously. But
do you know that I almost picked Iron Man 2 last episode?
No way.
And then I just was like, it feels like such a heavy undertaking. I know we already did Iron Man.
We've already started it, so we got to keep going.
I know. You're so right.
Yeah, man.
You're so right. I almost picked it, and then I was like, that's too much. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I
know Iron Man 4 is the one that sucks dick, but all the other ones are good.
I'm a big Marvel fan, so I'm excited whenever we do these ones, even though they are very long. But I feel like there's so much in all of them, and it's just like so crazy when like everything comes together. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's really cool.
Thanks for listening.
We love you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
These opinions are our own and are in no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The Tragical Podcast cover art is created by Johnny the Alchemist.
The Tragical intro was produced by Ja Reezy.
Links to our social media and Patreon can be found on our website, located in the show notes.
Thanks for listening
to Tragical.
Tragical.